Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Rita Hickman, body-mind expert and shiatsu massage therapist, and I specialize in helping women, especially women coaches, grow their business, their holistic business, their coaching, their healing practice in the healthiest, most relaxed, most chill, most productive way that they can by helping them figure out how they actually work so that you can bring them together, bring everything into alignment and move forward. So hey Shannon, nice to meet you. So, and Gail's here too, awesome. One of the problems I've had that had been one of the biggest blocks in my business and my practice, hey Sandra Ann, for my entire life was my digestion. You know, I started to have digestive problems when I was a kid because I was in a high stress environment and my diet, wasn't great. And so I had constant digestive problems for the majority of my life, for decades actually. And the digestive problems got bad enough, hey Sherry, that when I hit 30, I couldn't take it anymore. I was waking up every morning. Here's my new husband. He'd be laying on the bed with his face near my feet, looking at me adoringly, and all I would want to do was scream and get angry, because that's how bad I felt, because that's how bad my digestion was when I woke up in the morning. And so I went to a doctor. I finally at 30 said, you know what, I've got everything going for me. I've got all the things that I wanted to do out of the way. I'd been to college, I'd gotten married, I had a house, I had all the things I was supposed to have. I had a good job, and I was like, I can't keep living like this. So I went to the doctor, and he referred me to a specialist, and the specialist said, aha, you have IBS. I said, okay. And so he handed me a pill bottle or a prescription, and said, go get this prescription. And I did, but as I was talking to him in the appointment, I said, you know what, when I drink water before I go to bed, the digestive problems seem to be less. And he's like, oh, well, I don't know why, but here's this prescription anyways. So I didn't want to be on a prescription. And that kind of started my journey towards healing my gut. And I found a few basics really helped, water, not eating too late, fiber, all the things that they don't tell you about as to why you're angry in the morning. Oh, it's because your digestion is off. So I did all the basic things. But about 6 to 7 months ago, maybe even longer, probably about a year ago, a friend of mine started talking about something that they were doing before each and every time that they ate, and it took care of the digestive problems. And they had done, probiotics, and they'd done all sorts of stuff. Hey, Carrie, nice to see you. And so, I decided, you know what, maybe I'll listen to my friend. And so about 6 or 7 months ago, that's when I started to do this little trick and this tip. And it took care of the majority of my digestive problems for good. I had a good handle on it, but with the holidays or things happening, you'd eat too many cookies, or you'd have potato chips for lunch, or you'd have, mac and cheese for dinner, whatever it was. You fall off the wagon of good eating, of being healthy, of getting enough water. Maybe you'd go out with your friends and have a couple drinks, whatever. Hey, Krista. So, I wanted to find a way to really take care of these digestive issues, because every morning they were getting in the way of me getting up, feeling productive, and then I'd obsess about it throughout the day. Like, oh, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to have to, can I have a drink? Can I do this? Did I drink enough water? Did I have enough fiber today? And there'd be the back of my mind that would be wasting all of this energy and time and focus worrying about getting my digestive problem sorted out, for good, and not just keeping it, kind of hacked and in a decent space. So I decided to give a shot what my friend was saying, but it was too simple. It was too easy. I'm like, seriously? This has been around for forever. I know this. I'm too smart, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the secret was he would buy a bottle of kombucha, any kind of kombucha that you wanted. And kombucha with the fewest number of ingredients is usually the best. You don't want to get all sorts of fillers or things in it. And as you see, this bottle cost me let's say about $4. But you don't have to drink, I don't have to drink the full bottle every day. In fact, I just have to have a couple swallows, like a shot glass or two worth, before or during or after I eat. Now, what is kombucha? Kombucha is a naturally fermented tea that's been around for a very long time. And I pick ones which are organic and which are raw and have, as I said, the fewest number of ingredients. This one has their kombucha, which is made of their culture. The thing that you make yogurt out of too. Yogurt has its own, where it produces all those other cultures and turns it into yogurt. And kombucha has its own type too. So it has a kombucha culture, black tea, green tea, and kiwi juice. And then they add this one, particular one, because it's a nice harvest one, Pink Lady apple juice, fresh pressed turmeric juice, fresh pressed carrot juice, cider spices, and it's organic and raw. So why is that such a big deal? So kombucha, being a naturally fermented tea, is something that's been around for a long time, and you can even make your own. I've got a bunch of friends that make their own kombucha all the time. For me, that's way too much work, and I like all the different flavors and styles. You can even get it at Walmart. And so when I first learned about kombucha a couple years ago, I thought, oh, that's nice. Yes, that's supposed to help with digestion. Wouldn't that be good? But I don't want to drink a whole bottle, and a whole bottle's like $4. I didn't want to go in that direction. But when my friends started saying, you don't have to drink the whole bottle, you can just have a couple swallows and it'll take care of it. So I did that about 6 or 7 months ago. And when I do my kombucha, when I take a couple swallows before I have a big meal, not all throughout the day, it's not like I'm chugging this stuff throughout the day, only usually before dinner. And if I forget, then I have it later in the day after dinner. And what it does is this, because it's naturally fermented, it has all of those great digestive enzymes, and it helps your body digest whatever you're eating. So it takes care of heartburn, it helps take care of IBS symptoms, it helps take care of gas, it helps take care of cramping, it takes care of all of those things, which takes so much energy. Now, why is this important? Why is digestion important? Because digestion is kind of the basis for a lot of your moods, for a lot of your energy, and for information that comes in. And when your digestion is off, your intuition's going to be off, you're going to be exhausted, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to feel happy, a lot harder for you to have joy and excitement, because your body isn't functioning the way that it needs to. And so not only the discomfort of it all, which is super distracting, but the fact that it's harder for you to feel happy, to have happy chemicals when your digestion is off. So I want you to try this, especially around the holiday season. I want you to get some kombucha, find a raw organic one if you can. As I said, hey, Kina, I even found this one at Walmart, and I'm not a Walmart fan. This is a nice flavor. I try to get it other places and support smaller businesses, but sometimes you're just like, okay, I'm going to pick up the one that I pick up. I keep it in my fridge. For me, it lasts a couple weeks because it's fermented. So I don't do anything special. And because it's my bottle, I don't share it with anybody else. I just take a couple swigs before I eat, or as I said, after I eat. And all of those digestive problems that plagued me, that controlled me for since I was a kid, and now, decades later, all those things that sapped my life force away are now dealt with. So there is one that tastes good. The neat thing, Kristen wants to know if there's one that tastes good. The neat thing about kombucha is it's really taken hold of the marketplace. And so because of that, even just a few years ago when they had kombucha, it was just like, I don't know if this tastes very good. That was one of the problems that would get in my way. Anymore, they make stuff in all sorts of amazing flavors and spices. They've really tweaked the recipes. And so if you tried kombucha a while back and you didn't like it because it was kind of icky, try it again, because now it just tastes like hard apple cider. My mom grew up on a farm, and they would let their apple cider ferment a little bit, and then it would become hard apple cider. And that's basically, let's see what this one tastes like. This one is called Living in Gratitude, and it's the fall edition. So you can find something that tastes good, sample a few. There's a bunch of different brands. I like the GT's brand, as I said, because it's raw and organic and it has the fewest number of ingredients, which is what you want. You don't want all that added extra stuff. And find a flavor that you like. Synergy is also a really good brand too. Find one that you like. You can trade them up. You can keep a couple in your fridge so you don't have to have the same one every day for a while. And see if that starts taking care of your problem. And it's not something that takes, like months to have an impact. You know what I mean? A lot of times when you're given the newest, greatest thing, you're like, oh, are you kidding me? This is going to take forever. I have to wait a year to feel better. Are you nuts? And so then you don't even know. It's like this big risk. But I found when I take this with my, when I eat, it helps my body digest whatever I'm eating. And because my body's digesting it well, it means that I'm not going to have all the problems that I used to have. The heartburn, the gas, the discomfort, the cramping, the blah, 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 blah. I didn't have those problems. And I'm able to reclaim that part of my life and that energy and that life force and the motivation and the desire to really to invest in the things that matter most to me, into my family, and not have to be worrying about how lousy I feel and pushing through and pretending like it's not bothering me and that I'm not uncomfortable. Hey, Peggy, nice to see you. I mean, you know that. So if you haven't gotten into kombucha before because you didn't like it or you thought you had to drink a bunch of it, I want you to change your mind. There's a flavor out there for you. Keep it quick, clean, simple, few ingredients, but stuff that you love. And you don't have to have a ton. You only need to have a couple swallows, like a shot glass or two. And it takes care of it. So my little $4 bottle will last me like 2 weeks. And because it's fermented, it's not something that really goes bad fast. It's not like dairy where you have to worry about it. It's more like yogurt, although yogurt is dairy. But it's more like, something that can last a while. And you don't have to keep it, you don't have to necessarily keep it cold. They suggest you keep it cold, but it's not necessary either. It's one of those really forgiving sorts of foods and medicines, all right? So I want you to put this into place. Here's your homework. Find a kombucha that you like. Go get 2 or 3 of them in different flavors and give it a shot. Tonight before dinner or in the middle of the day or when you're starting to feel your digestion being off, whenever you want, instead of popping a pill or taking Pepto-Bismol or pushing through it or suffering through it or beating yourself up because you're such a bad person for not drinking enough water, I want you to try taking a couple swallows of kombucha and see if that helps take care of the problem and dials it down enough so that you can back on it with your life and reclaim the things that you're supposed to be doing and not worrying about it. You don't have to drink a lot. You can just drink a little. You don't have to drink a whole bottle. It doesn't have to be sacred. It doesn't have to be, ritualized or have incense or sage smudged over it. You can get it all sorts of great places, lots of different brands. Just check the label for, ingredients that you like without too much garbage in it. And something you like. The flavors are endless. I swear to God, there are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of flavors of these things. So you can find something you like and you won't get bored, okay? So that's your homework today. Get some kombucha that you like, couple different brands, and start drinking it before, during, or after you eat. And see if, for yourself, if this starts changing around your digestive problems, especially during the holiday seasons with the cookies and the green bean casserole and the deep fried turkey and the potato chips and the great appetizers that everybody brings, okay? Bring this, in fact, bring it to your next party and see if people love you for it, okay? So have a great day, and I will talk to you later.